Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Today I'd like to talk about Boeing. It's a company I work for. It's one that I know and love. Although I worked in the computer side of it and don't know much about the airplane side of it, I know a little bit about the company and how it operates. Today it had earnings and they were profitable. First time in 2 years. Everybody was happy and the stock popped up. Then it started fading the rest of the day. I believe this stock will continue to fade. And I'm going to tell you how I'm thinking about playing this for the short term. Let's get started. But before we can, I need to tell you that the Stock Planner channel is very young and we're constantly improving. We're not offering any advice, just some demonstration on how to do things with the hopes that it'll help your trading. My personal trading has gotten better since I've discussed and put myself out there and gotten some criticism. And my videos are getting better as well. This one I think is going to be a short one. And the last thing I want to tell you is there's lots of gurus out there, lots of people tell you to buy NEO or GameStop. Or don't take advice from anybody that's making any kind of recommendation, including this Boeing is not a recommendation, but a lot of people will see it as one. It's not. It's just how I'm thinking about playing it, which is a fade. In other words, the hype, and then the fade. And I think the fade will come down, and I think it'll come down to 225 at least. In other words, in order to fill that gap, 225. I always like to go to FinViz to get a start, and you can see that Boeing has been in a downward channel since about April, mid-March. Every time it gets to the top of that channel, it comes back down and bounces. Boeing can be very well be hyped for another day, but I'm thinking that it'll start fading from here. In FinViz, they have a target price of 267, quite good, since it's trading at 231. There's some room. It's not been profitable, this company. I said that this quarter, though, has showed a profit for the first time in 2 years. That's good news. But it's predicted to be profitable in the future years. It's optionable and shortable, that's why I like it. And the analyst ratings is about neutral, moderate buy. This is in the middle. TipRanks has a moderate buy with a average target of 271. It's covered by a lot of analysts. A lot of people like this stock. This is TipRanks. It's a free tool you can use out there, and they also have a paid version. It has a ranking of 7. Insider trading. People are selling shares inside. We don't like to see that. But look at this. Everything else seems to be green. Boeing is a huge company. It's into everything. Does a lot of military contracts, and then of course they build airplanes, both military and commercial. And they're even into space. Popping over to Simple Wall Street, we're seeing a little bit of red here, and that's because this business has been weak with the airline crashes, COVA, people were not buying airplanes, but it is trading at 28% below their estimated fair value based on free cash flow. That's not well covered, and Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman is doing a little better. They have more green in their snowflake. And here's a graphic, fair value, current price. A lot of times people that are interested in buying undervalued stocks because they think that everybody will catch on eventually and the stock price will go up. I believe that as well for the long term. This is a short-term play, and I'm doing a fade, which is negative, and you see a red. Shooting back and blowing it up a little bit. Let's blow this thing up a little bit. Well, the job of a swing trader is to catch these swings. And if you can do that, you can make a lot of money. Easier said than done. This is the zigzag. It's visual. That's all it is because it looks into the future to make these lines perfect. So, I use it to find out what indicators work best with this particular stock. And you can see that once the RSI drops below the 30 and comes back around, that indicates that it might be a time to buy. And if you have all the three of these lined up within a 2 or 3 bars of each other, that's good news. This is the MACD, zero lag, and I like to take a crossover, but the crossover has to be way below the zero. That's good. And this is the stochastic RSI, and it just comes below the 20 and comes back around. Is a buy signal as well. So that would have predicted it nicely. And you got the same situation here, crossing down. MACD is above, and this comes below the RSI. And you had one here, but the MACD was at the 0. And you wouldn't, this is pretty close to the 0. This is kind of like got a little flaky there, but this one looks good, and it says go up. And that's what we're into now. But it's already at the 50% retracement. I usually like to get them down here and then predict that it will go up to the 50%. It's already at the 50%. So the next place it can go is at 0.618% or 237, and it hit that today. So is it going to hit it again or go back and continue and increase to go up? Or is it going to fade and fill that gap? I think it is. Let's see if we can do some kind of trade to capture that fade. And I'm not sure of this direction. This might have all petered out. A tool that I'm using is Option Strat. It's free. You have a paid version. Give you the chance of profit and probability of profit. And other things that I like to do is because to test out my strategies. Because this is the night before. I have not placed this trade yet. I'm going to try to do it in the morning. Bear cross credit. That means I'm bearish. And I'm risking 500, which that's the width of the spread here. 225, 230. Selling a 225 call and buying a 230. It locks in my loss. The most I can lose is 500, but not really, because I can deduct the credit I'm getting and that's my max loss. So I'm either going to win some portion of this credit, or I'm going to lose 220 or some portion of it. But the break even is 227. If it stays below 227 here along here, and for in 10 days, I could make 80 to 100 bucks or a little more. Depends on how far it goes down. If it goes up, it's at 231. So let's just say if it goes up in 10 days, there you go. Let's just say this is 228. Let's go check out our chart one more time. Here's 227, and I need it to come down and below that. So this stock has to have to move. I placed a bear call spread and said, if in the next 4 weeks it gets to below that, I'm going to win some money. Now I could have placed this this bear call spread a little higher and got less money, but I really do think it's going to come down and fill that gap. So I'm going to win if it stays below 227. Let's say it gets down to 225. 225 will give me 78 bucks. 78 bucks. And the max loss that I can have is 220. That's a good percentage. If I can do it. Would you do this trade? Is this enough risk? Or is it too much risk? Is this enough credit? That's assuming you hold it to the end. You win it all if it's below 227 by August 27th. About 30 days. Is this a risk you would take? 227 by 30 days. Will it be below that number? Will it get below that number in about 10 days for $78? I think it will. That's my trade. Tell me what you think. I know a lot of you like Boeing, and I do too. And I think for the long term, it's going to be a very good stock. But it just had earnings, and I think a lot of people have been over anxious, especially about the first profit in 2 years. And so I do think this is going to eventually fade in the next 10 to 18 days. Please like and subscribe. Catch you on the flip. Happy trading.